Welcome back to Dan's Messy Garage. This is going to be part 24, putting a 302 and a C4, C5 trans and a 67 Falcon. I got the car jacked up. I'm going to crawl under there and pull the valve body out. Take a look at it. Figure out why third is not working. Second, third shift. I have a hunch what it might be. I'm going to find out soon if I'm right. So let me crawl under, pull the pan, and pull the valve body. I've had the trans draining for a few hours. Put the drain plug in here. May as well tighten it. I don't forget to do it later. Alright, let me start pulling bolts. I got the 3 sockets I'm going to need. 1/2 inch for the pan, and 3/8, 5/16 valve body. I think I can pull the valve body with just the 3/8. We'll see. Alright, that came down okay. Valve body. It's probably going to leak again when I pull the valve body. Let me prepare for that. This pan's pretty full, but I think it'll work. Take a 3/8 socket. Start pulling bolts. Yep, I'm going to pause you guys and go take a break with that drip. That's been dripping for 20 minutes, a half hour. Still coming out of there. But I'm anxious to get the valve body out. I'm going to see if I can just drop it into the pan. The pan looks good. I really don't want to make a big mess here. I just have to go for it. Mess or no mess. Of course, those fell right in the oil. Yeah. Try to save that gasket. Well, gasket can sit down in that pan. I'll put the valve body. Just gonna have to let that keep draining. Okay, let's get this on the bench and see if my suspicion is correct or not. All right, let me get the valve body up on the bench. Now, one of the things that I know I mentioned in the recording, but somehow ended up on the cutting room floor during editing, was when you're putting the valve body together, they tell you to only put these screws in here finger tight till after you get the valve body bolted together, then you tighten these. Look at this, folks. I never tightened them. They're still just finger tight. So I'm guessing, since the 2-3 shift valve is under one of these plates, that it just wasn't sealing. It was letting fluid spray out between the plate and the valve body. See, I can move the plate around. This one you can move a little bit, but under hydraulic pressure, that little bit might be too much. Let me get these screws out. I'm going to check these valves. It's still possible the 2-3 valve is stuck, but I clearly never tightened these. I was kind of following along with the video. So none of you sprung up. That one has a little spring action. This one is not moving. That might have something holding it in, like a pin or a clip. No, it doesn't, because this plate is what holds it in. So that valve right there is stuck. This one moves. So I'm going to have to get my diagram out and see what valve this is. If that's the 2-3, that could be my whole problem. All right, I'm going to pause you guys, get my diagram, and see which one is the 2-3 shift valve. Looking at my diagram in the book here, 2-3 shift valve is the one closest to the smaller plate. That's the one that's stuck. So my 2-3 shift valve is stuck. Yes, I think that's the issue. I don't know why it's stuck yet, but the fact that it's not moving, I guess is good news. I got to take the rest of the valve body apart to check that. I think what I'll do first, though, is put this little plate back on here so I don't lose any of those valves. All right, let me just get my impact 5/16 socket, take that apart. Okay, this has a valve and a spring underneath this filter screen. There's the little valve. All right, there's some screws that hold this thing together. Okay, take this off. Check balls are still there. Yeah, that's not, I think that's the 1-2 shift. That seems to be moving free. This one's not. I think there's a spring in there too. Look. Look in the book. Yep. There's a throttle modulator stem, a spring, and then the 2-3 valve. 2-3 valve is what's not moving. See, now it's stroke. I got it to stroke in there, but there must be some schmutz on there to stop that from moving. There's the spring. This little guy. And this one had a valve. So that's clear. So what I'm going to need to do is really clean up the bore of this 2-3 valve and clean this. Maybe I'll take some 600 paper and put it in the drill and clean it up that way. See if I can fix that 2-3 valve. Put it back in the car. And if it doesn't work, I can try put my other valve body in. But I'm glad I found the 2-3 valve was stuck. That's a big plus for me. The magnet I had in the drain pan. Set that right back there. All right, I gotta get busy cleaning up stuff and putting shifting in. I've been working on this thing for probably an hour, and the thing is, it's not consistent. You know, I sand on it, I get it to move in there, I sand some more, and it just, sometimes it goes in, sometimes it gets stuck, and I'm thinking either the valve is bent, which I don't know about that. Or one of these boards is not round, or something in this valve body is tweaked. Because sometimes, like I said, sometimes it'll go in and it'll stroke fine. Other times it sticks, and I've been playing with it for too long already. So what I'm going to do is use this other C4 valve body that I had in the other trans, in the other C4. This is a C5. I'm getting confused. But I did try taking the 2-3 valve out of this, putting it in there, and it's still just didn't seem right. So I'm going to use this one, because this one, the 2-3 strokes easy. I'm going to put the filter on it with that little valve and stick it in the car. Try it. This little guy. That goes in there first. Spring goes on there. And then the filter has this tab that holds that down and makes sure there's no debris on the surface. Around here. I'm going to go down like that. Put that bolt in there first. To hold that spring and valve in position. They're good. So now I can shove this in the car, put the fluid back in there, and go for a ride. I don't think I'm going to show me putting the valve body in. It's same as always. Just slide it up in there, make sure that the Prindle park reverse neutral drive thing goes in there, and the kickdown goes on that. I'm going to shove it in the car, and I'll bring you back when I start it up. Got fluid in it, it's running. Watch the speedometer here. Put it first. First works. Second. There's second. Third. So third gear is working on jack stands. I have to, whoops, didn't have it stopped before I put it in park. There's the reverse, I can feel it go in reverse. Tires are spinning. Drive. Alright. I'm going to test the fluid and go for a little ride. I have my fingers crossed. I'm going to let it down off the jack stands and then go for a test drive. Wish me luck. Okay, let's try going for a ride. Second. Let's see if it shifts on its own. Third. Yes, it did. It's in third. All right. Car has a lot of rattles and squeaks, creaks. I'll get to them eventually. I want to get things working great first. It slipped going into third. That was something that it used to do before it was rebuilt, but it would only do it like one time until it warmed up, and then it was okay. Let's find out if it continues. Yeah, just did it again. Something needs to release and something needs to engage to get third. And if the timing's off on releasing and engaging, you'll get that flare up. Yeah, I got manual first. third now. Back to second. Manual shift to third. And flare into third. But I have third, so I have to go find out what causes the flare. Passing gear works. Somebody behind me, I'm going to pull over and let them by, because I want to try letting it shift by itself and drive. Well, of course, right now everybody and their uncle's out driving. A slow shift to second, like, not a crisp shift that I would like. I think I'm just gonna have to drive it for a few days and see if it gets any worse, stays the same, or cures itself. I don't think it's gonna cure itself. Turn around, head back. Test ride's over. I'm home. I'm happy that the trans shifts to third. The shift flare, I'm going to have to investigate, figure out what that is. And the slow 1-2 shift, I'm pretty sure if I just put a shift kit in the valve body, that'll take care of that. But I did hold it to the floor and let it shift first to second, and it did it like 5,500 RPM, which would be perfect. It just was a slow shift. It wasn't a snap tire chirping shift. But that's going to be the end of part 24. Working on my 67 Falcon, putting a 302 and a C4 C5 in it. I can drive it now, so I'm going to drive it and then worry about the fixing the shifting later on. Thanks for watching Dan's Messy Garage. Please stay tuned to my channel for updates on all of my projects. Bye.